Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Guy, the Girl, and the Gay. And I got to choose the movie this week, and I chose Birdcage. I don't know why, but I did. So I can't wait to hear what you guys thought about it. So who wants to go first?
I can go first,
yeah,
if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw this in the theaters with my mom and dad when it first came out. And when was it? 1996. Next to Tu Wong Fu, this is my favorite homosexual movie ever made. And it might be one of my favorite movies because the comedic genius of Nathan Lane and Robin Williams and Hank Azaria.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so did you know, couple things,
Off
me
the
with
charts.
that. So Mike Nichols said, okay, guys, listen. I need one take where you're on book, just whatever is written down, and then we could do whatever you want afterwards. And that's how they filmed the whole movie, with them just doing a strict, like, okay, this is what's on the page, and then just letting Nathan Lane and Robin Williams go, who are two of, like, the greatest, one, rest in peace, obviously, but the greatest improv artists of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I read that, it brought so much warmth to my heart, because I was like, that's what it's about. That's how you make a movie. You know what I mean? When you have two people of that caliber, you just let them do their thing. And also, Gene Hackman, like, talk about, is there any other actor that existed that exuded as much masculinity as Gene Hackman, right? Dude is just like carved from a piece of wood. So when you have all those people doing work like this, now I never saw Cage Fall, so I don't know how great that is compared to this, but this is just, what can I say? This is a joy every time. One of those films that no matter what part it's on, if it's on TV, you start it. You watch it wherever it is. So
yeah,
I love it.
I can jump in on La Cage aux Folles because I saw that on Broadway, the revival with Gavin Creel, probably 15 years ago or something. And
was it the other guy? Who's the other actor in that? The dude from the producers who played. I think so.
I only know that's why we saw it, because my friend had a crush on Gavin Creel, and he played this.
Okay, because I saw it when it was the French version. His name was Albin, and it had English subtitles.
Oh, you mean a movie?
The movie, yeah.
I didn't know. I've never seen the movie, but we saw the stage musical.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and it was funny because I honestly had not seen this movie, and it's not word for word, which obviously because they improvised, but the scenes and the setup is like scene for scene the same as the musical without the actual numbers. And I got to kind of compare the two. I thought it was a fantastic film. It made me laugh. It kept my attention. I kind of wished there were musical numbers in it. I kind of wish they did it as a musical. But I don't have a lot to say other than I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to watch it again when it's on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not love this movie?
This is the one thing. It reminded me a lot of my parents meeting my in-laws. So, because they're very different couples, and there was a lot of like, just pretend you don't do this or tone down that. And so I kind of related a lot to it, and so it made me laugh even more.
So to me, I do remember when I saw it thinking, okay, Nathan Lane has got to be gay, because that was just, you just can't make that shit up or whatever. And of course he wasn't out yet, which I thought was pretty interesting. So when he did come out, I was like, no shit, surprise. But okay, I got to tell you, every scene that Hank Azaria is in, he absolutely steals every scene. I've never seen anything quite so brilliant. I loved when they walked in, when Robin Williams walks in on him dancing to Gloria Estefan with his Gloria Estefan like that. He was hilarious. Okay, and it's so interesting because I can relate to a lot of this stuff now, which I didn't before. But having a straight son or whatever, I mean, I always look at this and think to myself, so these were like the first attempts at showing gay or whatever. And
Yeah.
so, this was like so over the top that I realized why I stayed in the closet till I was 50, because, you work so hard to feel, normal, if you will, quote, normal about yourself. And then you look at a movie like this and from a straight perspective, it's like, oh, see, I told you, all those gays are just like that or whatever. And so, I thought that was kind of fun or interesting. Okay, I think my favorite scene is when Robin Williams is trying to make Nathan Lane butch so that he can be the uncle.
Oh, yeah,
be
he's
the
doing
uncle.
the walk.
Yeah. It's like, you want to do like John Wayne,
Yeah, he does the howdy partner.
I got a real charge out of the fact that there was a lot of truisms in there. My heart really went out to Val, the son, because, it was, when he finally admitted that, Alban or Armand, I guess. Wait.
Yeah.
Armand. Yeah.
Was the real mother. And then, Christine Baranski, who's always excellent in everything she does, basically went up to Val and, she was like just proud that he clearly had turned out to be a real mensch, if you will. So, and it's funny, do you realize he was 29 at the time? And I think close to flop at the time. That was her breakthrough role, believe it or not. And nobody had heard of her, I think, up until that one.
That's right.
Yeah, because Ally McBeal was around that same time, I think. I was thinking the same thing, is that Christine Baranski doesn't age. Like, she looks the same in this as she did in Mamma Mia, which is like, 20 years later?
Something, and then she's
which is funny, because do you remember...
Yeah.
Do you remember that cartoon Underdog?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And there was remember Miss Polly? Like, she had like she had like hair like a woman, but she had like the little dog. I always felt like Christine Baranski looked like she could have been a dog in another life or whatever. She just, like, that pug nose. There's something about her face. It never changes. Yeah. She never gets older. She is pretty in a if I was Miss Polly's mother sort of a way. So, but she was brilliant. They were all brilliant. I think that Diane Weiss. There's nothing better than
she's
her.
So naive. Like, she plays that naive, gullible, so well.
She does.
Yeah.
3 Academy Award winners in this movie. 3 of them. Hackman, Williams, and Weiss. Think about that.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what else is interesting is Val, the son, has actually been nominated for Oscars for his writing.
Yeah, Dan Futterman.
Did and Dogcatcher and stuff like that. So they're all pretty gifted. So I loved it. It was fun. At the end of the time, I thought, this is probably my 5th, 6th, God knows what time watching it.
Oh,
I always love it. I always hear great lines. You just never get tired of it. And I think it's just because it's all done in good spirit, and I thought it was all done. It's fun, and I think that it's funny how Hollywood, decided to take on broadening people's perspective of gay was by showing that it's the fun side, and that there was no sex in the movie at all. There was hardly, other than the soup bowls that had rabbits, fucking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that they had to turn every statue around because they all had a big thing or whatever. But even that was like just all in fun, and it was kind of playing into the fact that everybody thinks that all straight people just think we just walk around going from one butt plug to another, but we really don't.
So this came out 2 years after In and Out, and we watched that. So when it comes to this, we feel like it holds up way better, but I didn't know if Eric had any sort of feelings on the difference between the 2 movies and being during that time period.
I think Birdcage holds up because the plot, the way now if a man were to come out, I think it would be handled a little bit differently than it was in 1994 or whatever. But the situation of a family having to meet their gay in-laws, that's funny forever. You know what I mean? Because meeting, like you just said, meeting in-laws is funny regardless because people are just so different. So now to throw that on top, that's just my 2 cents. But I want to hear what Eric has to say.
That's a really good question. I think that Birdcage holds up because it's just funny. I thought In and Out, while it had some really good moments, I felt like the fallout part of it was kind of hard to take, because it was, that brought back, kind of like bad feelings from, before, or getting fired, and that everyone's attitude changed, and this, that, and the other. So 2 different messages, I guess. In the In and Out, if you think about it, he never changed who he was. And so, like, literally one label changed everything for him, as opposed to on Le Casual Fall, they are who they are, unabashed. And it was just fun to see. And so it was good. So
good.
Pie chart.
I'll take whatever, because I really enjoyed this, so however we want to divvy it up. I mean,
I vote for a gangbang, or did we rename that? Kind of.
I'm down.
I don't know, like Brian. It's a movie that I think as we sat there, my husband walked in the middle. He was like, I don't know if I want to watch. And by the end, he was like rooting for them, and he was like, "That was great. Nathan Lane's amazing. Like that was such a good movie." Like, you
give me the everybody. Most masculine, like, hey, my name's Bubba, and I hunt elk with a reticulated bow, and recurved bow, and you put Bubba down, and I want to watch this show right here. I guarantee halfway through he's slapping his knee, cracking up, because funny is funny, and it doesn't matter. Oh, hello!
Oh, see,
wow.
Even babies know funny.
I think it has something in there for everybody, and a funny movie's just a funny movie, no matter how you slice it, how you slice the pie.
No matter how you slice the pie, I like that. Yes, good job, guys.